Hey guys, um, how's everything? Welcome back to another episode of Zero Live or Wednesday Live, when I go absolutely live with no uh, subjects or nothing in mind. I just titled this episode "Working on the Distro." I'll be showing you how my workflow goes. Uh, Yeah. Teddy, that noise you heard, that's my notifications. I cannot close the browser or else I can no longer monitor the stream, but I don't know how to mute them. Oh, do not disturb. Oh, I just remembered. Do not disturb in Linux. Such a thing exists. Uh, just 1 second. Do not disturb for one. All right. Do not disturb is on. Uh, so how you guys doing? I'm gonna show you, like I said, my workflow. But before I get into this, today I got hit real hard with Patreon just erroring out, and I was waiting for a payout today, and it was gone with the wind. So until further notice, I'm not gonna use Patreon anymore. So if you want to continue supporting me, the link is in the description below. It's only going to be the fundraiser. I'm using the fundraiser as Patreon, same thing as Patreon. The only thing I cannot do is provide perks. Uh, I'll be providing them here on YouTube. So I'll work on some perks that I will be doing. I might do this Wednesday stream as a patron only stream, so or members only stream. Sorry, I have Patreon on my mind. I keep forgetting that I'm stopping Patreon. It's gonna be a members only stream, either this one or an upcoming one. It's still on my mind, but I'll think of everything once I get back from Serbia. Right now, I have so much things on the back burner. Uh, I'll try to make some videos uh, when I can about various subjects. So yeah, uh, Teddy, you're the only one in the chat apparently. Oh, there's KMK0. Hey KMK, use locals maybe. Locals what? I don't get it. Oh, six watching. Yay! Welcome to everyone to the stream. This is a stream I do on a Wednesday, not necessarily every Wednesday, just whenever I have time on a Wednesday. I like to do it on Wednesday because it's the middle of the week. Uh, Salut Neo, quick passage. Okay, we see you. We saw you. Oh, hey Gamer King. Uh, welcome back from Iftar. Uh, so yeah, guys. With that out of the way, I said everything I needed to say. Any delay? Any drop frames? Anything? Oh, do not disturb. Still disturbed. Okay, you're still hearing those. Okay. Let me close. Quit Discord and quit Vertium. And I'm gonna put this on Do Not Disturb for 1 hour. Okay. So you shouldn't hear any more disruptions. Uh, Ioannis, Tikanis, Ola Kala, Filemo. That's all I know how to say in Greek. So But yeah, thank you guys for dropping by. Locals? What's locals? I don't get it. Like locally here? No, it doesn't work that way. The situation is so bad right here, right now. Never gonna happen. I can show you a billion Lebanese pounds just in my pocket. A million, sorry, a billion, a million. Uh, Rumble. Okay. So, guys, with that out of the way, um, let me show you how I built packages for XeroLinux to host on the repository. So earlier there was an update on that I host on my repository to a package called CKB Next. All right. So this package is called CKB Next. It's Corsair keyboard and mouse input driver. This is the driver for Corsair devices. Yes, it's available in the XeroLinux tool for all Corsair device users or owners. You can install it from the XeroLinux tool. You didn't know that? Well, now you do. So this just got updated right now, 5/4/2023. So how do I build said package? It's very easy, really. I just minimize the browser, and now I am in. If you can see in Dolphin, I am in the directory of the package. There's a folder called AUR that I have all my packages in. If you want to see it, look how many packages I host. All these packages I host on my repositories, and some of them have, like for the extensions, the GNOME extensions for 0G, there are 14 extensions that I work on for 0G. So, but since the package we're talking about now that just got updated is called CKB Next, it's right here. I just git cloned from AUR. I get the following files. And since I already have them, I just open a terminal inside this directory. I love this terminal button in Dolphin. Don't have to right click or Control Alt T or anything. Just click the button. It's right there. So I do my aliases for git pull is GP to git pull the latest changes from upstream. And as you can see, XDX. XDX is my alias for make pkg space dash rs. What does make pkg dash rs mean? Well, quite simply, it means make the package and remove dependencies afterwards, so it keeps everything clean. Because sometimes building packages from the AUR installs all the dependencies needed to build said package. But if you don't run with the flag -rs, you will end up with all the dependencies on your system, bloating your system, causing your system to become slow. So I do it the clean way. And before I go, I start doing that. If you want to know all the flags for make pkg, you do man, or in my case, TLDR. TLDR is another package that summarizes the man command. The man command contains too much text, and some people prefer not to read too much. So the TLDR, so it does what it says. TLDR make pkg. You hit enter, and you will get the examples. That's it. You are not gonna get all the descriptions and all the fluff around it. So you get just, and TLDR is included on XeroLinux, by the way, by default, just so you know, in case you didn't. So make pkg dash sync deps, make dependency, make a package and install its dependencies. Make sync deps and install, make package, install dependencies, then install it into the system. You can run that. Make a package, but skip checking the source's hashes. Clean up work directories after successful build. Clean. You can use, instead of rs, you can use clean. Verify the hashes of the source and generate. That's it. That's how you get the short version of the man pages. Quite simply. Afternoon, Ben. How you doing? So with that out of the way, now I'm gonna do gp git pull and xdx and make the package. So it pulled the latest changes, the latest pkg build, basically from the AUR, and now it's building. And sometimes, okay, it prompts you for a password because it needs to install the dependencies, then remove them. So I'm gonna type the password, and it's gonna build the package. Yeah. You're updating Storm OS. I'm working on XeroLinux. Hey, Arska. Oh, yeah, TLDR is awesome. I don't like to read much, but I do have to. Maintaining a distribution comes with the fact that you have to read a lot. But when it comes to man pages, I couldn't be bothered because they describe us. They go on and on and on and on and on and on and on for ages. With TLDR, you just get the description of each command and an example, description and example, description and example. It has saved me hours of reading. Oh yeah, same here, Teddy Bear. I like to see my my terminal scroll, especially when I build the kernel. Oh boy, when you compile a kernel, that's when you're gonna see code going on and on for like 45 minutes. Yeah, Gamer King. It makes me feel like a hacker. So package build is done. I get the package for to put on my repository. It's the .pkg.tar.zst. I take that resulting package, I cut it, and this is my repository. I paste it, delete the old version, of course. Sometimes it gets deleted. No, not some. I know it gets deleted automatically when I update the database, but I like deleting it myself just to make sure. And now in the terminal, let me get the git key first because it might ask me for the token, git token. That's how I prefer doing it. You know, I don't like the token to be remembered by the system. It's completely wiped out after I reboot the system. So I do urepo, which is update repo. That's my alias for updating the repo. I hit enter. And I use a tool to update the repo, by the way. I use a tool called repo.ctl. It helps a lot. Look it up. I cannot explain exactly what it does. It just remembers the location of your repositories instead of having to point to it every time or go into the folder every time and run the update script. Okay, write your commit comment. Corsair driver update. Updated. Oh, okay. I already committed something earlier. Oh yeah, Ventoy. So if you, in case you are on XeroLinux, uh, In case you are on XeroLinux, I just pushed earlier. I pushed an update to Ventoy because they updated it to 10.9.1. So I built the package and pushed it, and now I pushed the Corsair package. Yeah, it is so satisfying. Ripley. Oh, guys, we have a Windows user amongst us. Yo, virus, get out of here. Just kidding. Just kidding, Ripley. I don't don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. Just kidding. Love ya, Ripley. You're an awesome dude. I was gonna call you a kid, but you're not a kid. Um, how's Windows doing with you? Stable? Broken? Shitty? Beautiful? You do a boot. I do a boot too. I'm not gonna lie to anyone. I do a boot too. But unfortunately, I see no reason to boot into Windows. I haven't needed to boot into Windows in like 6 months. So yeah, I have nothing that requires Windows yet, but it's gonna always be sitting there. I don't dare go into Windows right now because I will have a trillion updates to do, quadrillion updates to do. I haven't logged in for 6 months. No, I'm not gonna wipe it. It will always have its use. When will that day come? I don't know. You just wanted to scare me with what? Rain meter. Rain meter is a beautiful Windows tool. If I knew how to use it, I never could get it to work correctly. You know, some widgets would crash, others would work, and blah, blah, I gave up on it. But rain meter is, I think, I could be wrong. It resembles Conky, but you can compare rain meter to the complete idea of widgets on Linux, on the Linux desktop. Use Arch. Use Arch. Hey, Hip Dad, I have a question for you. How's Arco Linux? Is it stable? I know you keep posting the mandatory Neo fetch, but yeah, uh, you love it. Well, you know that Arco Linux is identical to XeroLinux. So XeroLinux and Arco Linux can be switched to. DT is in the chat. I am humbled by your presence, sir. I am humbled by your presence. Interesting how people accomplish the same thing different ways. Never considered just get cloning. I maintain an easy way to get the peak. Yeah, DT. It's weird. Paru G package to download the PKG bell for my Paru G. There's a G flag. What does a G flag do for Paru? Let me see. I don't have Paru installed. I use Yay, but it could be the same. 1 second. TLDR. Yay. What does the G do? Oh, it doesn't say. Oh, Paru is different apparently. Yay and Paru are different. I know we can script all that DT, but I like to get my hands dirty. You know, it's I feel it makes me feel like I am doing something. You have zero on your laptop. Didn't you notice the resemblance, Dad? By the way, DT, are you still in BIOS MBR mode on your desktop, or did you switch to EFI? Sorry, I'm showing you. I'm showing you my screen, but I want to show you something else. This is Calamares, the Calamares config. I know it's gonna go beyond the head of some of you here, but this is the modules. Those are the uh, those are the modules that control Calamares. You got the bootloader here that tell Calamares to install grub and what to do on grub. Grub install, grub make config, and all the commands to run. So the modules are basically kind of like scripts that Calamares runs at each step. So this is which one? The G. So this is for 0G. So the display manager is GDM. I could add light DM, I could add SDDM, but since it's a GNOME, well, no need for any of those. So just GDM. And then I tell it to which session to use and XOR. You see, no Wayland here. Absolutely no Wayland. BIOS on your workstation. Oh, okay. When will you switch to EFI, dude? It's not healthy to use BIOS on an EFI system. Anyway, so this is Calamares. The branding is basically the graphics that it shows. Like here, I chose ooh, not Photopea, please open with WinView. Okay, I will show you. So this is the art I made for Calamares, XeroLinux GNOME spin. Sorry for blinding you guys with the white screen. But anyway, this is the graphic I made for Calamares during the installation, explaining what it is. It's a GNOME. It's a spin. This is a spin, not flagship. New releases only every major DE update. So yeah. So if I release GNOME 43, the next ISO that's going to be available to people who support the project financially will be built once on when GNOME 44 is released, and so on and so forth. But if you want all in between releases, you can build the ISO for free. So it's gonna be this that way for everyone. You're not reinstalling anytime soon. So what you're telling me, DT, is that when the time comes to reinstall, you will be selecting EFI. But before then, as long as the system is running, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, basically. You had the same installation of Arco for 3 years. Well, I'm going on 1 year on this installation. So I'm right there with you. Sorry, teddy bear. Sorry. Didn't mean to. I forgot that I set PNGs to open in Photopea. I created a Photopea web app. So I told all PNGs or all images to open in Photopea. Yeah, basically, Gamer King, it's the definition of stay rolling. I'm staying rolling. If I show you, no, I'm not going on a year. If I show you, if I type the command ISO, oh, okay, I had to reinstall in December. So I'm using the December ISO. I'm using the December 12th ISO. Sorry. So sorry, I'm not going on a year, but I had to reinstall because not because the system broke, is because something happened to Windows. Windows forced me to reinstall XeroLinux. That's how bad Windows is. By the way, guys, don't forget that super chats are a go, and super thanks. And I'll be since I'm stopping Patreon very soon due to the issue that happened today. Um, you can I will be working on perks on YouTube to replace those. Maybe on the fundraiser as well if they allow me. You're gonna become a DT apprentice. Hmm. By the way, DT, your latest video was amazing. It helped a lot. Great job as usual. Uh, yeah, I am. You can call me a DT apprentice as well. Take care, DT. Take care. God bless. Uh, it's called perks, YouTube perks, and I can do it, but I don't know what to offer yet. I maybe I'll make a series, a specific series in the future when I have better power and better internet connection. I might make a series dedicated to not dedicated, member only series. Uh, where you will get it if you subscribe to a certain perk. If you subscribe to one perk, to the lowest perk, nothing. If you get to the middle perk, something, and the bigger perk, something else, and etc. and so forth, so on and so forth. Uh, so I'm not sure exactly. So anyway, okay. Somebody asked on Discord today if XeroLinux XFCE will come back. You guys can answer yes now. I give you my blessing to say yes. It will be coming at some point in the future. I don't know when. But there will GNOME and XFCE will be spins. And what do I mean by spins? I already explained the fact that there will be an ISO for supporters once every major desktop release. So GNOME 43, then GNOME 44, then GNOME 45, XFCE for 18, XFCE for 19, for 20, etc. And if you want it for free, you can build it anytime. You don't have to wait. You can build it anytime for free. The code will be and the guide will be on GitHub, and you can build them. Those are what I call spins. ISOs for behind the donation wall. Build for free. Okay, Gamer King is being a kid. I don't blame him. He is a kid. Kiddo, here's your answer. I just tested it. Not so great. It can be cleaner. Oh, Mislav, thank you for the super chat. Awesome of you. You are one of the best people I met. And by the way, Mislav, if you can migrate if you want to continue on supporting me on a monthly basis, you need to switch to my fundraiser because I sent an announcement on my server today and on my Patreon. Everything will be moved to the fundraiser. It has a monthly option and a single time payment option. So select the monthly one if you want to continue supporting me monthly. It can't be cleaner unless we make it bigger. Well, I think Teddy will will disagree with that. Teddy, do you agree that it can be cleaner, or disagree, or do you agree that it cannot be done any better than this with Gamer King? Yeah, Mislav, sorry, but yeah, uh, Patreon just, huh. Okay, I'm going to be very honest with you guys. Uh, to be able to use Patreon, I thought by using Patreon I'll be up there with the elites and whatever. But by using Patreon, it doesn't support any service that I can use. Uh, so I had to go through a third person, a middle person, a middleman. There was a middleman who was getting the payouts sent to his PayPal, and then he was sending my way because Patreon. So I no longer want to rely on a middleman. I want to use something that works for me directly. So fundraiser, it will have to be. Uh, but that's the situation. Patreon was too complex to handle and to keep track of. I'm sorry, but I had to move to somewhere there where that works for me. Um, no, Teddy doesn't use software. Teddy does everything by hand. Even the Capuchin based wallpaper that he created, he drew it by hand. He drew it by hand. So yeah, I want let's not get lost. But I wanted to show you guys and clarify once and for all. Let me zoom in. Control plus 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 plus. Okay, you can see. Okay, this is what shapes. This is the biggest part of XeroLinux. It's called packages x86-64. This file decides what packages are on the XeroLinux ISO. The first part that comes from Arch ISO, I cannot touch that unless I want to replace the Linux kernel with Linux LTS or Zen or whatever. But no, I won't touch that. I have a section called grub stuff. This is all the grub related packages on the ISO. I have grub OS prober, grub tools, a package I created to get around this September issue from last year. Update grub is so you can run the sudo update grub command. Simple as that. Or you can use my alias, which is grub update. But since nobody checks the aliases and they remember sudo grub update grub, I included the package. It's built from the AUR actually. Arch ISO extras, I replaced the ls with exa. The colorful, let me show you the colorful ls command. When you type ls, you get a colorful output. This is the result of exa. Of course, repoctl is for me. I include it on the ISO because I don't want to install it afterwards. The rest are ISO related stuff. And here's the nitty gritty I want to explain to you guys. I don't include any NVIDIA or AMD drivers on or Intel drivers on the ISO. I only include Mesa, Auto R and R, XF86 Video, QXL, FBdev, VMware, and OpenChrome. This is for KVM. This is for VMware. FBdev and OpenChrome are general GPU drivers or general purpose drivers, display drivers. And look at that. Look at the input drivers that I include on XeroLinux. Just for once and for all, I want to show you guys. I got the ones that are important are IMWheel, libinput, which is responsible for all your input devices, gestures for laptops, which I do not own, but I do it for you guys, so you don't have any issues. Fingerprint GUI for all you out there with fingerprint scanners. I don't know which ones it supports and which ones it doesn't. All I know is I'm including general purpose fingerprint support on the ISO. If it doesn't support yours, well, you have to find the one that does. And which one? Game devices. Game devices is very important. Game devices UDev adds support for various gaming controllers like the PlayStation controllers, the Xbox controllers, and I think even they added lately the support for the latest PlayStation 5 controllers. This was built from the AUR. It doesn't exist on Arch repositories. I build and maintain that package from the AUR. But before I go any further, is that what I'm talking about interesting to you guys? To get to the inside, an inside look into XeroLinux. Well, okay, PS4 to the kernel, but the rest are in this package. But is what I'm talking about and showing you guys remotely interesting, or should I drop it and for the nerds? Yes. Any nerds in there? Any nerds liking what I'm talking about? Any non-nerds? What? No, Gamer King. What do you mean by no? Don't let me call you MOE. Oh, you're above and beyond nurse. Sorry, Your Highness. Sorry, Your Highness. Sorry, Your Highness. He has ascended. What do you mean you couldn't do 2000? What the? What do you mean you couldn't do 2000 euro? I don't get it. But anyway, yeah. To continue on with what I was saying, I'm gonna go a little bit faster. Okay, HPLib plugin was added because this is the printers and scanners support that Ripley, not Ripley, Sir Springles mentioned. I had to add it because one of the users, whatever his nickname on on Discord is, I cannot read it. This adds more support for more printers. This is the printer section. XeroLinux build. This is what I include from my tools. You got the ABS tool by Kiadisa that everyone knows. Zero Welcome is the Zero Welcome tool. Calamar is app. Fix scripts. Those are scripts. You know the RAM that I keep telling you guys to the RAM command to type in terminal whenever you get mirror issues. It's part of the fix scripts. 0x config dev. Okay. So this package is the rice. This package is what makes XeroLinux XFCE look like XeroLinux XFCE. It's the whole entire rice. I created a package for it, so it gets installed into Etsy and during installation, what Calamaris does is it copies everything from Etsy to your home directory. That's it. That's the entire rice. So basically, XeroLinux is just two packages. maybe 3 with the mirror list for the repos. Okay, 4 with the zero welcome. But that's it. That's all XeroLinux is. I add the DE of choice packages and then my 4 packages. That's it. Yeah, Dad, you ram it a lot. You be the filthy mouse old geezer. I lost the thing. Okay, these are not interesting. These are not interesting. Okay, so in XeroLinux, there is no. I prefer not to use cat. I replace it with bat with its extras. So I'll show you that it in works. So you see here cleanup.sh. If I do bat cleanup.sh, it will show me the contents of cleanup.sh with lines. With cat, you don't get lines and you don't get the formatting. With bat, you do. And it uses the console theme of choice. And did you know that bat also has its own set of themes? Oh, yeah, it does. So that's bat. I include fonts. Of course, by default, XeroLinux now has Asian fonts for all you Asian people out there. And since this is the XFCE spin, I have Rofi, Planck, Polybar, Kvantum, NeoFetch, and PyCom. Ibhagwan version because the normal PyCom and PyCom Jonaberg don't work in VMs. This one does work. This fork works in virtual machines. Yeah, Teddy Bear. Bat is way better than cat. I need to replace cat. Well, I replaced cat with bat, actually. If you run cat in XeroLinux, it will use bat. And of course, here's the rising part. Planck themes, XFCE backgrounds, Dracula icons, Dracula cursors, Catpuccine cursors Mocha, Catpuccine GTK theme Mocha, Kvantum theme Catpuccine Git. I need to get rid of that package because we don't use that one anymore. We use the Mauve version. Those are system packages. And here's where I add Pipewire. Pavu control, wire plumber, Pipewire jack, Pipewire support, lib32 Pipewire jack. I need to add Pipewire pulse. Oops, my bad, forgot that package. Bluetooth support, all the network packages, everything is there. VPN, PPTP, L2TP, SSTP, applet, OpenVPN, Strong Swan, all that is included by default on XeroLinux. You didn't know that, now you do. File management, just the file management stuff, Tumblr, Python libs. I include Firefox and the uBlock origin, FFmpeg, and thumbs. I include Yabin, Flatpak, Topgrade, libpamac, pamac GTK, pamac CLI, App Image Launcher, and libpamac Flatpak plugin. And everything else is related to XFCE. I split the XFCE XF desktop meta package into separate packages because I don't want everything that the meta package provides. That way I have more control over what gets on the ISO. Then you got Thunar, but I don't use the regular Thunar. I use Thunar extended from the AUR. It's got git clone in the context menu and stuff. It's got I include the VCS plugin, shares plugin, secure delete plugin, custom actions, media tags plugin, and archive plugins with ZSTD support. All that, half of those come from the AUR because I can. And that's what I mean. this is what is meant when people say Linux is all about freedom of choice. Those are my choices. I'm free to choose what ends up on the ISO, and that's it. That's the entire packages file. That's it. Everything else in XeroLinux comes from Arch ISO, the Releng folder. Arch ISO is a package that comes on Arch called Arch ISO. It's in user share folder. It's called Arch ISO. You take the Releng folder and you rename it to AR rootfs. Sorry, you rename it to your profile. You want to call it Potato Arch, or Teddy Bear Arch, or Mislav Arch, or Gamer King Arch. You call the Releng folder whatever you want, and inside it you will have this packages folder, which you, like as I shown you, you include whatever you want on the ISO in that package. In pacman.conf, of course, you include your repositories if you have one. If not, leave it as is. And then you just modify a few entries here, like instead of Arch Linux release, you rename it to XeroLinux release, and you start replacing Arch Linux with the name of the distro. And that's it, basically. There's nothing else to do. Well, of course, grub. You have to configure your grub with this file here, because Calamares copies that file. And you put everything you want in Skell. If you don't want to create your own rice package, you can just throw everything in this folder. It will get copied at the end of the installation to your home directory. That's it. That's it. That's XeroLinux. That's all XeroLinux is. The packages file, where you put all the packages you need, and replace Arch Linux with the name of your distro in all the files. And if you want to put, for example, you want to include a grub theme, you put it in user share grub themes. This is the XeroLinux grub theme. What else? You have SDDM themes, you put them here. You have logos, you put them here. Whatever you want to end up in user share, you put in here. Everything you want to that will end up in Etsy, you put it here. Simple. Take care, Mislav. Yeah, it's really nice. Just one request, since I have you here, Teddy Bear. If you can make the line, the borders, the contour box in the grub theme a little bit slimmer. They're too thick. You created thick boys. The slimmer, the better, and the text at the bottom a little bit even smaller. And the text underneath the logo a little bit smaller. It's too big. It's like the whole image looks a little bit too busy. What do you mean? What do you mean by add something to grub so 0G registers as a zero release? Oh, you mean for 0G? It's blank. Yeah, it's a blank thing. I will work on with you on a grub theme for 0G. Why not? And 0xfce. We got a little bit of time. I'm leaving on the 25th, so we got 20 days left. What? Like when you had 0G dual booted, grub shows it as blank. Dude, it it already said if you install 0G on its own, it will say 0G in its own grub. Why it's showing blank for you with the Linux icon, I don't know. That's a whole different issue. But we might work. As for the theme, we might work together on a theme, a grub theme for 0G, and a grub theme for XFCE edition. You like doing that stuff, so why not? We'll work on that. It's just an image, you know. The text comes from here, from this default grub. See here, grub distribution. It says 0 XFCE dev. This is what will show in grub. No, 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 no. We could, you could. Okay, I am. I need to clarify this, Teddy. The way I created the grub for 0G was I took the one from KDE and started playing around. Yeah, you're right. It's in the TXT, but we can take the KDE one and just make one for 0G without playing with the text file too much. It's as simple as that. Just take the KDE one, replace all the images with ones you create, and that's it. We don't need it to be with the bar that moves with the timer. So I'm just gonna this is a midstream reminder. I'm gonna remind everyone that we got super chats, they work, and super thanks. And when I come back, and finally when I come back from Serbia, I'm gonna work on perks for YouTube, because starting then I'm gonna start making more videos, and I'm gonna populate the channel with more videos. But yeah, so what do you think, guys? Is XeroLinux, or what I showed you, too complex to understand, to fathom? Because that's all XeroLinux is. You can create your distro in a matter of days if you know how to create a repository on GitHub and start. There's a little bit more technical stuff that goes under the hood, but those are the other days. What I showed you today is just the surface. What do you think about what I showed you today? I love creating distros because I like to have everything I need pre-installed out of the box, or pre-configured out of the box, especially when it comes to rising, the look, the dock, and everything. I cannot include a lot of packages on the ISO, or else we'll end up with 10, 20 gigabyte ISO. Some under the hood. Yeah, under the hood stuff. Yeah, that's the point of the stream today. And I wanted to talk to you guys. I appreciate all of you, and I thank each and every one of you for being part of the community, of the XeroLinux community. I do my best whenever I can. I might not have all the answers when it comes to hardware support, simply because I don't own any hardware. I just own what I own. I cannot own any more. With the situation in Lebanon right now, I cannot own a Raspberry Pi if I wanted to buy one, or whatever SBC, $35 SBC. And with what happened today with Patreon, Anyway, I just needed to let off some steam and talk to you guys, because I appreciate you. You are the cause. You are the reason. Sorry, not the cause. Cause is negative connotation. You are the reason I do what I do, even if you don't. If I don't get monetary support out of it, just with you being here, and part of my community is what keeps me going. Uh, yes, Bobber. Uh, that's how I learned. I learned by doing, following Eric Dubois' teachings and doing. Uh, I do that a lot. Like I am still subscribed to Eric. The reason I'm still subscribed to Eric is because there's a lot of videos he puts out that help me and help XeroLinux out a lot, a heck of a lot. So yeah, uh, Eric's videos help me a lot. Uh, there's a lot of situations I encounter, I need answers to, and within a few days, Eric releases a video. Yes, still an Arco Linux acolyte. I can I cannot afford not to be, because sometimes going to the Arch Wiki and reading a lot, the head blows up. You know, the head blows up to extremes. So I get headaches. But anyway, um, yeah. Uh, what else did I want to show you guys? Um, oh, there's something very important I wanted to show you guys. How do I write XeroLinux? How do I know which files get modified and which ones to include in the package? How do I know? Do I have magic in the head? Am I a developer? Do I talk to developers in KD? No, I don't. I'm going to show you. Okay, I'm going to go to my home directory. Don't mind the mess. I do this. You see my .config folder here? I just do this. Duplicate. I love this duplicate here in the context menu. Tunar, Nemo, Nautilus, none of those have that. I love that. It helps. I go modify, let's say I go modify, what should I modify? Let's say I select red. I hit apply. Now the accent color is red. And I say to myself, I like it. All right, hip dad, see ya. I said, after doing that change, to know which file has changed, you see, now I have a copy and I have the original. You see this compare? It uses Meld, an app called Meld. Okay, it's scanning. A lot of packages in the .config folder, especially uh, after having the installation for, I don't know, December, 4 months. Okay, stop scanning. Okay, it will take a bit, but yeah, Meld. Meld is a program that allows you to see differential files or differences between files and folders. It's a distro maintainer and a ricer's dream tool. You're a ricer? You need this tool. You're a distro maintainer? You need this tool. You're a developer? You need this tool. Uh, the, if it weren't for this tool, there wouldn't have been a XeroLinux Rice. Mm-mm-mm. No. Come on, it's still scanning. How many files I have in my .config? But yeah, meld is the one and only solution. I cannot click filters or anything until it finishes scanning. Um, Melded, boys. Okay, it's still scanning. You have to make sure that the same option is not selected because it will show you identical files as well. We need to limit it to different and or new files. Remove it. Still scanning. I have so many files in my .config. Oh god. And this is only after 4 months of using of being on this installation. Okay. Okay. So ask me, do you have any questions? Let me know. How long have we been going? Ooh, an hour. Cool. Yeah, you can do that, Teddy. Yeah, you can do that. This is another way of doing it. It's still scanning. God damn. Look at me. Ah, being a distro maintainer, it's normal. It'll get there at some point. Whoa. Huh? Oh. It's got the that's why it's taking so long. The Steam stuff. Hmm. The Steam stuff. Your laptop will finish it before. Yeah, Gamer King. It will. Because yours doesn't have so much. I've been on this installation of XeroLinux for 4 months without any issues. Keep it rolling, baby. Keep it rolling, rolling, rolling. Yeah, it's still scanning the. How big is my config folder? It's almost a gig. Yeah. My Steam folder, my .config folder is almost a gig. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. But anyway, I'll go back to my face until it's done. If it's gonna take too long, I'm just gonna end it. Oh, you know what? Let me cancel it. I'll show you in a VM. I'll show you in a VM. One second. Okay. Okay. Let me start a VM. There, I can show you better because Meld is part of all my ISOs. Uh, I'll select that one. All right. All right. This is XeroLinux XFCE. What it might look like. What it might look like. Um, Gamer King, it's been part of XeroLinux for 1,000 years. You just go into the KDE settings, go to window effects, KWin and effects, or no, desktop behavior effects, scroll all the way down. You're going to see a ton of effects. I don't enable them by default. Why? Because users might not like them. So, yeah. Sorry, Teddy, for all the green, but I apologize for all the green, but it complements the look. I use a TV glitch and or sorry, let me see on my own settings. It's workspace behavior, desktop effect. Scroll all the way down. I'm using TV glitch. Burn my windows. Yeah. Anyway, by the way, Teddy Bear, since you have a copy of the ISO to test, um, oh, Arska, you use Burn My Windows. Cool. By the way, Teddy Bear, did you notice that when you click on the hamburger menu in Polybar, you get the restart, shut down, and hibernate? I will be including the log off, log on, log off, log out option too. I forgot to add it. It's nice. It's a nice touch. All thanks to Kudu. So as you can see, Meld is part of it. So let's say, mm, let's say, what do I do? 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 Oh, okay. Since this is XFCE, I go to applications, settings. Um, what's the one for Alex appearance? Appearance. Okay. Okay. First, I need to create a copy. See here, there's no duplicate. There's no duplicate folder here. So I have to copy and then paste for it to make a copy. Stupid. Dolphin is the best file manager in existence. And this is what I meant about Thunar extended. It has the git, add, clean, log, move, reset. So when you copy a URL to a what's it called to a repository, it will show clone here. Open folder as root, take ownership as root, ownership as user, create create archive has been all that, SVN, all that is part of extended. And as you can see, by default, you have all the bookmarks on the left pane. I made sure of that because Thunar didn't have them by default. So I create a copy, paste to create a copy. And now I go Advaita Dark, close. And now I want to see, okay, I applied that theme. I like it. Of course, in reality, yuck, Advaita. But anyway, you do right click, compare. It will launch, meld, and now you know, okay, it changed this line in xsettings.xml. It replaced the Cappuccine Mocha Standard Mauve with Advaita Dark. So you click this arrow, you apply it to the end to the config you want to use in your ISO or your distro, Rice or whatever. You click this one. So it replaced the value with default, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. User is a binary file. You cannot compare. This file, you need to replace the old file with the new file. So you say move, copy to the right. And it will ask you, do you want to replace? You say yes. That's the only thing you can do. But that's how you start ricing. and you want to share your dot files and to know which dot files to include, that's how you know. So in my case, I need to ship this, this, and this. 3 files after changing to libadwaita. Or if I go here, application, settings, where is appearance? Appearance. I go back to move. Yeah. All right. Once I change that, they should be identical. They're see, identical, because I went back to the exact same thing. And also, you notice in XFCE, the sys tray is in the center, because the sys tray is a layer on top of polybar. If we put it here, it's gonna kill the rounded corner. So we put it in the center. This is work in progress right now. We're testing. In the center doesn't look nice, but and we don't have a menu in XeroLinux, XFCE. We have Rofi. So you click the icon here. Yeah, Gamer King. I know it's not centered. We're working on it. It opens Rofi. I hate Rofi. So we're looking into replacing Rofi with something else. I can make it open, what's it called? The whisker menu. Only it will open it in the center, because in XFCE, in their wisdom, there's no way to tell buttons or scripts where to open Rofi. I mean, whisker menu. It will always open anything you click in polybar in the center. Limitation of XFCE. Yeah, I agree with you, Teddy Bear. That blur behind it is Kwin. Unfortunately, with every update to Kwin, they fix things, they break other things. So if you have any suggestion on what to replace Rofi with, let me know. It's very simple. You go to Polybar. Where's the Polybar? Polybar. You go to config.ini. Oh, shit. Ocular. I don't like Ocular. Open with mousepad. I can modify it to go all the way down to replace it with. Let me. Let me see. 1 second. 1 second, people. 1 second. I need to remember what to replace it with. One second. What's his name? Voodoo. Oh yeah, that one. I don't remember all of them. Okay, so you see here, I told this icon to open Rofi on left click and on right click. I can do it on left click to run something called SXT for App Finder. I save, and now when I left click, oh, I need to restart Polybar. 1 second. Bar-R. Now when I click it, it will open, as you can see, it will open whisker menu, but in the center of the screen as a floating window. See how it opened the whisker menu and as a floating window? There's no way to make it open it like that, as it should. So I don't know. Usually a start menu opens here, but what we tried to do is go to preferences, hide window decorations, and it will open it like this, but you will have to hit escape to close it. If you open it, it's going to open in the center. To exit, escape. If you do anything, you click on the desktop. I'm clicking on the desktop right now. Nothing happens. It doesn't disappear. You have to click escape. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you have any input? I could use your input in this on this one. Teddy Bear, do you have any input? Any ideas? I'm thinking. I can't figure it out. Those are the workspaces. This this is the updater. Those are your system. And if you want to play with the volume, scroll, put your mouse over that and scroll as usual. Everybody knows Polybar. Yeah, me neither. I like using super to pull up the menu. That I know, but if you click super on XFCE, it doesn't do anything. I can assign it, but if you assign it to alone, and this is XFCE. If you assign super without anything, anything with super will open. Like if you have something that opens with super E, but since you're clicking super, it's gonna open the app menu plus the other thing. Let's say if you set Thunar to super plus T, and the app menu to super, it's gonna open the app menu and Thunar. It's XFCE. Now you know why I didn't like the idea of XFCE in the first place. Anyway, I just saw your DM on Discord. What do you mean by mess with the text in SDDM? You mean the time and date? No, I can't. I wish. The time and date, those are scripted, I think. But anyway, uh, yeah, I think I can, yes. But what font do you want me to? The font, the font you're using is a font you installed yourself. Yeah, I can mess with the font, but the font you're using is a font you installed yourself that I think Ripley recommended. If it's a package on AUR, I can include the font on the ISO and then tell SDDM to use that font. So yeah, if you can find the font package, quantify which was a free font. I know, but does it have a package on AUR? I cannot include it on the ISO. At least I don't know how. So yeah. Anyway, it's getting late over here. It's 10:30 almost. I'll stay up for another 10 minutes and then I'll end it there. Uh, yeah, it's called Quantify. Um, yeah, but what do you guys think of the overall look of the XFCE edition, minus the limitations that I was forced to work around? The app menu is still a work in progress. We'll need to figure something out. No, escape is not working. Okay. There is no escape. Sorry. There is no escape. Yeah. Yep. Back to Rofi. Anyway, SSN. And this is the terminal in XFCE. I kind of like it. It's quite simple and it goes with XFCE. But yeah, this is a preview of XFCE release coming at some point once we figure out all how to work around all the limitations of XFCE. Uh, but yeah, any questions, guys, before I sign off in 7 minutes? By the way, I got this is Yoda. This is not Grogu. I got this way before the Mandalorian even started. This is Yoda. Hmm. Yeah, that's not the XeroLinux logo. That's just an Arch logo. But we're working on putting the XeroLinux logo instead. 12 minutes. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Oh shit. That's gonna bother me. That's gonna bother me. I need to revert back to the accent color I like. I don't like this pink appearance. Colors. Go back to normal. Hit apply. Thank you. Kwin crashed. Oh boy. I don't understand this. Kwin only crashed once back in December for me. Hasn't done it since. It's so weird that a lot of people have crashes and I don't. No, it didn't crash. That was me deleting a file. When you delete a file, shift delete. I use shift delete. I think it's r- something that remains from my Windows days. But shift delete, permanently delete, uh, does that sound. Oh, latte dog, it's normal to crash. Yeah, sometimes when you reboot your computer and log on to your desktop, it crashes. You either have to reboot or run latte dog end. Yeah, it's only communities. It's being updated by the community supported, no longer by the main maintainer, but at least it's still getting updates. And I'm keeping it until it stops getting updated. Yeah, Arska. Like I said, it's normal for it to crash. The main maintainer is gone, but the code is still there, and the community is trying its best to keep it alive until the KDE people take it under their wing. How do you set commands to KDE Connect? KDE Connect. Because for me, KDE Connect does not work to transfer files to my iPhone. It starts if I want to send a video that's 300 megabytes. It reaches 20% and then it stops. It hangs. So, yeah, I know it's not a huge deal. I live with those. I am the creator of XeroLinux, so I live with the small stuff like that. Those are not deal breakers for me. The only deal breaker, the only type of issues that are deal breakers for me is if the system refuses to boot, major crashes like that. Yeah, those are deal breakers. But small things like minor crashes from time to time of uh, Latte Dock or Dolphin or what have you, they're not deal breakers for me. They're fun. I can work around them. Anyway, Teddy Bear, you'll need to show me how to create KDE Connect commands later on. I'm gonna end the stream in a bit. It was a good first episode because the previous one was episode 0, a test. Uh, but yeah, that's been fun. You now have an idea of how I work on XeroLinux. I created the XFCE edition in a matter of 12 minutes. 12 minutes. 12 minutes to add the packages and have a working ISO without my config, of course, just with Calamares. And then I riced it, I created it the way I want, and then I created the rice package and added it to the ISO, and that was it. I used the 0KDE as a template, of course. The reason it took 12 minutes is because I already had a template to work off of. I just replaced the KDE stuff with XFCE, with Calamares, riced it, built a rice package, added the rice package, and that was it. A total real time, it took me around 45 minutes. Real time, 45 minutes to create a working ISO with a rice and everything. That only a handful of people have access to right now. All right, people, I'm gonna hop off out of here. Uh, you tell me later on Discord. With that being said, guys, um, I'm gonna bid you farewell, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out, guys, and may the force be with you. Stay safe. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, like, comment, and all that shenanigans. Take care, guys.